Before 2026 begins, there is one thing you must do if you want peace, clarity, and growth. You must close the chapters that drained you. Not everything that hurt you deserves to come with you into a new year. Some pain was meant to teach you, not stay with you. You don't realize it, but emotional baggage is heavy. It slows your thinking, it clouds your decisions. It steals energy from your future while pretending to be unfinished business. You keep replaying conversations that will never happen again. You wait for apologies that will never come. You expect accountability from people who never took responsibility in the first place. And slowly, silently, this drains you. Closure is not something others give you. Closure is something you decide. Before 2026, you must stop asking, "Why did they do this to me?" and start asking, "What is this pain trying to free me from?" Some people didn't leave because you weren't enough. They left because your growth threatened their comfort. Some relationships didn't fail because you didn't try. They failed because you were the only one trying. And here's the hardest truth: not everyone who hurt you is capable of understanding the damage they caused. Waiting for them to change is like waiting for a closed door to apologize for being locked. Forgiveness is not about excusing behavior. It is about releasing yourself from emotional prison. You forgive so you can sleep peacefully. You forgive so you can think clearly. You forgive so your future doesn't pay the price for someone else's mistakes. Before 2026, you must accept this. Some endings don't come with explanations. Some goodbyes happen in silence. Some chapters end without closure, but they still end. Closure is when you stop reopening the wound just to check if it still hurts. You don't need one last message. You don't need one final conversation. You don't need them to admit anything. What you need is self-respect. Ask yourself, why am I still carrying something that already broke me? Why am I protecting memories that never protected me? Why am I loyal to pain that keeps delaying my healing? Growth begins the moment you stop romanticizing suffering. Letting go doesn't mean you didn't care. It means you finally care about yourself more. Before 26 arrives, make a decision. I will not enter a new year emotionally exhausted from an old story. You cannot create a new life while holding on to an old version of yourself. Some people were lessons, not lifetimes. Some connections were preparation, not destiny. And that's okay. Healing doesn't happen overnight, but it begins the moment you choose peace over proof, peace over explanations, peace over revenge, peace over closure from others. Your energy is sacred. Your time is limited. Your future deserves a lighter version of you. Close the chapter, not with anger, not with bitterness, but with wisdom. Say goodbye to old guilt, old resentment, old self-blame, old expectations. Carry forward only the lesson, not the wound. Because when 2026 begins, you shouldn't just be older. You should be free. And remember this, you don't heal by going back. You heal by moving forward with intention. Before 2026 begins, understand this truth: your life doesn't change because the year changes. It changes when your habits change. You don't need to fix everything. You don't need a perfect routine. You don't need motivation every day. You need to cut any habit, just one, that has been quietly keeping you small. Most people think their problem is lack of opportunity. It's not. Their problem is daily behavior they keep defending. Habits are powerful because they feel normal. You don't notice them destroying you. You get used to them. Scrolling without purpose, procrastinating what matters, avoiding discomfort, negative self-talk, late nights with no progress, waiting for the right mood. None of these look dangerous, but together they delay your destiny. Before 2026, ask yourself honestly, what do I do every day that my future self will regret? The habit that keeps you small isn't always obvious. Sometimes it's comfort, sometimes it's distraction. Sometimes it's staying busy to avoid facing your potential. Comfort feels safe, but it slowly kills growth. Distraction feels harmless, but it steals years. Excuses feel logical, but they weaken discipline. You don't rise to the level of your dreams. You fall to the level of your habits. And here's the painful truth: you already know which habit needs to go. The one you defend the most. The one you say, it's not that bad. The one you promise to fix later. Later is a lie we tell ourselves to feel better today. Before 2026, choose discomfort on purpose. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is self-respect in action. Every time you break a bad habit, you prove something to yourself. I can be trusted. And that trust changes everything. You don't need to quit everything at once. You need to win one small battle daily. Cut the habit that steals your focus, that weakens your confidence, that keeps you tired, why makes you delay your growth. Replace it with something simple. Reading 10 pages, the waking up 30 minutes earlier, the writing 1 page, the exercising for 15 minutes, a learning one skill daily. Small habits compound quietly. So do bad ones. By the time people notice your success, you've already been disciplined for months. Before 2026 begins, stop saying, I'll start when I feel ready. Readiness comes after action, not before it. Your future doesn't need perfection. It needs consistency. Imagine entering 2026. I kept promises to myself. I showed up even when it was hard. I stopped betraying my potential. That confidence can't be bought. It can't be faked. It can only be earned. Cut one habit, just one, and watch how your energy changes, your confidence rises, your focus sharpens, your standards elevate. Because when you master your habits, you master your life. And remember this line: the habits you keep today decide the life you live tomorrow. Before 2026 arrives, don't wait for a new year. Become a new version. Before 2026 begins, stop drifting through life. Drifting feels comfortable, but it costs you everything. Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they never decide who they are. They react, they adjust, they survive, but they never choose. And if you don't decide who you are becoming, the world will decide for you. Before 2026, you must make one of the hardest decisions of your life, not what you want, but who you are willing to become. Because goals change, motivation fades, but identity stays. When you decide your identity, your behavior follows. You stop asking, should I do this today? And start saying, this is what someone like me does. Someone who respects themselves doesn't chase what disrespects them. Someone who values growth doesn't stay where they are tolerated. Someone who wants peace doesn't entertain chaos. Identity is the root. Habits are the fruit. Before 2026, decide your standards. What you tolerate becomes your lifestyle. What you accept becomes your future. Decide what behavior you will no longer accept, what energy you will no longer entertain, what version of yourself you are done betraying. Growth begins the moment your standards rise higher than your excuses. This decision will cost you people. It will cost you comfort. It will cost you familiarity. But it will give you yourself. You can't become a new person while keeping old patterns. You can't step into a higher version of yourself while holding on to lower standards. And here's the truth: no one tells you your old self will fight back. It will remind you of who you used to be. It will tempt you with old habits. It will whisper, you're changing too much. Yes, that's the point. Before 2026, stop shrinking to fit places you've outgrown. You are not here to be understood by everyone. You are here to be aligned with yourself. Decide who you are becoming in silence. Let your consistency speak. Don't announce your transformation. Demonstrate it. Decide, I am someone who finishes. I am someone who chooses discipline over mood. I am someone who protects my peace. I am someone who keeps promises to myself. Identity is built through daily proof. Every time you say no to temptation, you say yes to your future. Every time you show up when it's hard, you reinforce who you are becoming. And slowly, quietly, your life starts to reflect your decision. Before 2026 begins, ask yourself, if nothing changes, where will I be in 1 year? If that answer scares you, then your decision must be strong, because clarity comes after commitment. You don't need to feel confident to decide. You decide, and confidence follows. The moment you choose who you are becoming, some doors will close. Let them. Closed doors protect you from rooms that no longer fit your destiny. Knowing, I didn't just hope for change. I decided. I committed. I became. And remember this, the strongest people are not the ones who never fall. They are the ones who decide to rise differently. Before the year changes, before 2026 begins, understand this clearly: your income, confidence, and freedom will only grow to the level of your skills. Luck fades, titles disappear, but skills stay. If everything was taken from you tomorrow, your job, your status, your comfort, what could you rebuild with your own hands? That answer is your most valuable asset. Before 2026, stop chasing shortcuts. Shortcuts create dependence. Skills create independence. A skill is something no one can fire you from, no economy can erase, no crisis can cancel. And yet, most people avoid skill building because it's uncomfortable. Learning requires humility. It requires patience. It requires being bad before being good. But here's the truth: the pain of learning is temporary. The pain of staying the same is permanent. Before 2026, choose one skill, not 10, not everything, just one. One skill you can practice daily, one skill that compounds, one skill that pays you back with time, money, or freedom. It could be communication and sales, copywriting, video editing, the public speaking, coding, content creation, the marketing, the storytelling. Your future doesn't need you to know everything. It needs you to know something valuable. Skills turn effort into results. Effort without skill turns into exhaustion. You can work hard and still stay stuck if your effort is not focused on growth. Before 2026, stop saying, I don't have time. You do. But time is spent on what you value. 5 minutes scrolling won't change your life. 5 minutes practicing a skill, repeated daily, will. Skill building doesn't require motivation. It requires routine. You don't wait to feel inspired. You show up because this is who you decided to be. Every hour invested in a skill is a vote for your future freedom. And here's what happens quietly: your confidence increases, your options expand, your dependence decreases. When you have skills, you negotiate differently. You walk away differently. You choose differently. Skills give you leverage. Stop asking, how can I make money fast? Start asking, how can I become valuable? Money follows value, always. Even if success takes longer than expected, skills ensure it eventually arrives. And remember, you don't need permission to become skilled. You need commitment. No validation, no shortcuts. Just daily practice when no one is watching. 1 year from now, people will say, you got lucky. They won't see the hours you invested. They won't see the nights you practiced. They won't see the discipline you chose. Let them talk. Before 2026 arrives, make this promise: I will not rely on motivation. I will rely on skill, because skills don't beg for opportunities. Walk into 2026 knowing, I invested in something no one can take from me, and that confidence, that security, that freedom, that's the return on your investment. Before 2026 begins, there is one thing you must choose: not confidence, not certainty, but faith, because fear will always give you reasons to stop. Faith gives you a reason to move forward, even when nothing makes sense yet. Most people don't fail because they lack ability. They fail because fear convinces them to stay where they are. Fear sounds logical. It says, what if it doesn't work? What if you fail again? What if you're already too late? But fear has never built a future. It has only protected comfort. Faith is different. Faith says, try anyway. Begin again. Walk even when you can't see the full path. Before 2026, stop waiting for guarantees. Life does not give guarantees. It gives opportunities disguised as uncertainty. If you wait until you feel ready, you will wait forever. Faith is not the absence of fear. Faith is movement despite fear. You don't need to know every step. You need to take the next right one. Before 2026 begins, let go of the lie that you're behind. You are not behind. You are becoming. Healing delayed you. Lessons slowed you. Pain shaped you. But nothing was wasted. What tried to break you actually prepared you. Fear tells you you've missed your chance. Faith reminds you this is a new beginning. And here's the truth no one says out loud. Every strong version of you was once scared. Courage is not loud. It's quiet consistency. It's showing up again. It's choosing hope after disappointment. Before 2026, stop measuring yourself by timelines that were never yours. Your journey is not late. It's aligned. Faith is choosing discipline when motivation disappears. Faith is trusting yourself again after self-doubt. Faith is standing back up without applause. And yes, some days you will feel unsure. Some days you will feel tired. Some days you will feel like quitting. But faith whispers, not today. Enter 2026 with a faith in your growth, a faith in your healing, a faith in your discipline, a faith in your ability to begin again. You don't need confidence to start. You gain confidence by starting. Fear will always point to the past. Faith focuses on the future. And here is the most important decision you'll make before 2026. Will you let fear decide your life, or will you walk forward, even shaking? Because growth doesn't require perfection. It requires bravery. When 2026 arrives, don't just change the calendar. Change your posture. Change your standards. Change your belief in yourself. Walk in saying, I may not have everything figured out, but I trust myself enough to try. And that trust will take you further than motivation ever could. Step into 2026 with faith in your heart, discipline in your actions, and courage in your soul. The future isn't waiting to save you. It's waiting to respond to you.